Welcome back to Living Local. I'm Gail Kvistad, your host, and we're here with Dr. Greenfield at Cottage Hospital, who is a big supporter and friend of the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation, aren't you?
I am indeed.
And how did you first get involved?
Well, I got involved even before the inception of Teddy Bear when its founder, Nikki Katz, came to me with the idea. She said that a friend of hers had almost lost their house. They were so involved with the treatment of cancer that they forgot about paying their mortgage. And she said that should never happen.
Right.
And wanted to do something about it, and could I help her with it?
And how is a doctor going to help, right?
Well, I have ideas, and the thing with helping people with children with cancer is that you need to know who they are, and you need me for that.
Oh, because how would you find out?
That's right. They could not know about these patients if it weren't for us referring them, because after all, we have the patients. We know who they are, and we know the help they need.
And you also know what you can do and what you can't, and that's where the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation comes in, isn't it?
That's where they come in, because we can do a great deal for these patients. After all, we do the medical therapy. We do a lot of the social therapy, the emotional therapy. But there are things that we can't do. There's financial assistance, there's support groups that Teddy Bear does that we're just not equipped to do.
To help the whole family and the entire community. It must be rewarding to be part of this fight, because you were telling me how this really is a fight. Because you know when you get diagnosed with cancer that there's a battle. It's not like getting hit by a car.
Yeah, the children that we care for have a disease, and we have cures for these diseases. It's a tough cure, and the kids will get sick. They'll battle through it. The parents will battle through it. We become a big part of their family during the fight, and they become part of ours. But I don't do this by myself. This is never a one-person deal. I need my nurses, my social workers, my dietitians. I need the office staff. I need support, and I need support that the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation can provide. Well,
I know that speaking for our community, we are so happy for the support that you personally provide and that what you do for those patients out there with cancer. Thank you so much for sharing your gifts.
You're very welcome.
We really appreciate it here in Santa Barbara, and I'm sure those families out there do as well. And we're here with Jeff Zamora, who has been kind enough to have us into his home, and you have been with the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation from a very personal position, haven't you?
Yes, absolutely. Our son Jeffrey was diagnosed shortly after he turned 1.5 years old, and in May of 2007 he was diagnosed with leukemia.
And then did the hospital introduce you? How did you get with the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation?
You know, we'd heard from quite a few friends and family members about Teddy Bear, and so we actually waited a little while to reach out to him, just because we were so overwhelmed with so many different things going on with our child. So, but once we did, it was just an amazing experience.
Well, I look forward to hearing more about the details.
Absolutely, come on in.
Thank you. Okay, so now you're going to be honored at the Gold Ribbon Luncheon, you and your wife. And tell me what that means to you, being a family that survived after your child didn't, moving forward.
You know, it's a tremendous honor. When we were told, my wife actually kind of broke down, and I got really choked up, and I'm probably get a little choked up now, but we made a conscious decision after our son died that we wanted to make a difference in people's lives, and Teddy Bear made a difference in our life. And so this is just us paying it forward. And right now it's me and my wife and our children, and our hope is as our children get older, they will continue to support this wonderful cause because they did so much for us and our child when he was going through this.
So that gives you the strength to help the other families out there.
Absolutely. You know, it's one thing for the families to get support from organizations, it's another from a family that's been through it. And so it enables us to mentor them, kind of help them. The inspiration, the passion that they have, each and every worker there, the passion, you see them, they know you on a first name basis. What do you need? What can I do for you?
Becca, who we met, who is a survivor who works at the organization, she's actually your neighbor too.
Yes, she lives right across the way, so we get to see her all the time, wave to her. Dr. Dan, who you interviewed, was our son's doctor. Issa, my son and Issa shared a room when they were doing their chemo treatments together. We got to know their family really well. And you know, it's one of the things we were told when our child was diagnosed with cancer is you're going to meet a group of people going through the same thing, and it's going to be a family you never wanted to be a part of, but these people will be amazing, and it is. I mean, we're still friends with these people. We talk to them all the time. We see them. We give each other hugs. And at times, I think it's more difficult for them because their child survived and ours didn't, and they feel bad. And it's like, don't feel bad for us. You know, it happened for a reason, and you know, we're moving on, and we're carrying on with, you know, with his name, and we had more children, and we're doing fine. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story and for sharing your spirit with all of these people in our community, because we know you're making a difference. We're meeting all the people.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
Welcome back to Living Local. I'm Gail Kvistad, your host, and we're here with Janet Garufas, and she is president and CEO of Montecito Bacon Trust. Tell us, please, why Montecito supports the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation.
Well, it's all about mission. There is no greater thing than to support an organization that's taking care of children. And we do a lot of that here, and we're proud to do it. It's personal for us. And when Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation is there for people who may not have that kind of support system, that's just really an important thing to offer.
And it is so important, all the work that Montecito Bank and Trust does, because you do support so many things in our community. And you're right, it is all about the children. And we do really appreciate that support, because it's one of those things where you say that people need to concentrate and they need that 100% energy going into healing.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is be worried about your finances when you're focused on your child getting better. So having not to worry about that, being able to put all of your energy, all of your resources on getting across the finish line successfully and having a wonderful, healthy outcome, that's really what matters.
Welcome back to Living Local. I'm Gail Kvistad, your host, and join us on Facebook, Living Local Santa Barbara, to see more. Now, right now, we're going to go up to Berkeley Aviation and meet Jason, another supporter. We're here in the Berkeley Aviation offices with Jason Namella, and you have been a supporter of the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation because of a personal friend, but it wasn't a child.
Right. Now, we, a few years ago, when we started supporting the organization, we wanted to find something that was community-oriented, but more focused on children. And at the same time we found Teddy Bear and saw the amazing things they were doing, we had a friend that had just gone through a few rounds of chemo and all the issues and surgeries that he'd gone through with. And you know, he was able to articulate and understand what was happening to him. And
as an adult.
As an adult, he could see that. You know, and we saw what these kids were going through and what Teddy Bear did to financially support the family so the kids could have someone there helping them, holding their hand, but just providing the answers for those kids while they were there was a huge important thing for us to see.
And then now what's really exciting is that he and his family have totally embraced the Teddy Bear Cancer family, and now you have an event every year?
Every year, what we try to do is we have a thing that I kind of call an event to remember, a night to remember, but a time to forget. And what we do is we charter a bus and we take the families, whether it's the uncles, aunts, the kids themselves, or you know, whoever may be involved with it, down to a Lakers or a Kings game. We rent out a suite, fill it full of food.
And everybody gets to just have fun for a day.
Yeah, and they enjoy, they get
and they need that.
Dessert, everything else. And to me, I think it's something that for them emotionally, they get to build up, you know, positive emotions that help them fight the cancer, the family, to help them fight the problems that they're dealing with, and just to get a release for that night.
And to have that good positive energy flowing that really does help with the healing.
Right.
And so your children have also become involved in this, haven't they?
They have. It started a few years back when they were Indian princesses with the YMCA. And what they did was, there's a group of fathers and daughters, and we went out and we did sort of surprise Santas and brought in Christmas gifts and Christmas trees and decorated while the family was out. So when the child came back home, all of a sudden everything was there. So that was
what a gift
for all
after
my
the
kids.
Hospital and after all the trauma.
Right.
And now this is something you guys do every year.
We try to do that every year. Yeah, when we have everybody in the company here, we wrap presents and do things and deliver them to families from here to Santa Maria. So it's a really rewarding for everybody in the company too, and it's nice to give back to the community, especially, you know, kids like that.
Put your name in and say, I love Jay.
I'm with Abdelia and Frank, And you have been part of this organization and this family for a couple years now, right?
It's actually been a few months.
So it's just been a whirlwind of a few months.
We just recently started.
You found out that your son had leukemia.
Yes.
And Hodgkin's lymphoma?
Hodgkin's lymphoma, yeah.
Okay. How did you first get involved with the Teddy Bear Cancer Foundation?
Well, it was through they have social workers in the hospital that are the ones that kind of assist you.
And did you immediately say, oh, this sounds great, I'll call them for help? Or what were you thinking? Like,
I
how are these people gonna
actually
help
was
me?
not even thinking at that moment. I was just kind of lost in my own little world.
Worried about your son?
Yeah, worried about my own son.
Yeah.
But they're actually the ones that came to look for us. You know, we didn't even think about calling them. When Becca came to the hospital to drop some stuff off for us, we thought it was amazing because I just recently had a baby, so I was like, oh my gosh, I need diapers, I need, wipes and everything, and she actually came and dropped that off.
And has it helped? Have they helped with your other kids, explaining cancer to your kids and explaining everything? Has it helped to have
It has actually helped out a lot because there's times when we're in the hospital and my daughter is actually able to come to help them do volunteer hours at the same time for her school and kind of take her out of the hospital instead of being there all day just stuck with us.
How great and rich for your family and for all the members of your family.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what do you think? What's happened? How has it helped you?
I think it's awesome. It helps out a lot for my family and my kids, especially my kids, because they need it more. We're the ones to just be there and support them and everything. So it's the best thing ever. This Teddy Bear Foundation is awesome.
And so what would you say if there was a family out there today that was thinking about calling and that was thinking, okay, oh my gosh, I need help? What would you say to them?
To definitely call. To never, don't just sit there and think about what I should do. Just do it. Just reach out to people. There is always going to be someone out there that, just even if they do a little thing,
Isn't it amazing to see people that you don't know come and help and rally around you?
Oh yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story.
You're welcome.
We really appreciate it, and we're so glad that Jason's doing well.
Thank you. Thank you very much.